Today is the big comparison. Toniebox 2 versus Yoto Player. Both have their pros and cons. The winner might just surprise you. Let's see which one comes out on top. Welcome to the Copper Girl Club, where Quinn and I have fun with kid-friendly tech, gadgets, hair care and more.
Are we doing the voices?
Yeah, we're doing the voices. In the pink corner, we have the brand new Toniebox 2, released in September 2025, coming in at $94.99. And in the orange corner, we have the Yoto Player 3rd generation, released in June 2023, and right now it's $89.99. Pink is going down.
Orange is going down.
Quick note, we are comparing a new 2025 product with a 2023 model, but that's exactly why it matters, because loads of people are still choosing between the two of them every single day. So, right off the bat, Yoto Player wins. A little bit. It's £5 cheaper at the time of filming. But you have to consider how much the cards and the Tonys are going to cost, because it will start to add up. Tonys have over 300 titles available, usually costing £15 each, and Yoto cards have 900 plus titles, varying from as low as £2 to £30, £40 or £50 for bigger collections. Price isn't always everything, and I don't mind investing if it genuinely is going to make it easier. So let's keep going. First category, volume limits, because if it's getting a bit too loud and overstimulating,
Not for me.
thinking about us mummies, with both, you can set maximum volume limits for the daytime and additional limits for bedtime. So if you've got an early morning riser who likes to jump straight into Wheels on the Bus, you can make sure it's a nice, quiet rendition. I love that Yoto is also able to set bedtime suggestions like sleep after chapter finishes. I think this is really cute if you're making your way through a longer book. Smaller detail, but you can also pick the colour of the nightlight with Yoto. So 1 point for Yoto. Sound-wise to my ears, Yoto can get louder, and it feels like it has more of that room-filling vibe. Is that a point for it or against it? I genuinely don't know. It does, however, help out with spontaneous dance parties.
Dance party?
I'll call this one a draw, unless you specifically want louder audio. Charging cables. This won't be the deciding factor, but it's very real life, so we're talking about it anyway. Toniebox comes with a very short USB-C cable, and it's not a mistake, it's a child safety thing. But in reality, we end up using a longer cable anyway. Yoto comes with a much longer cable in the box, so it's easier to place on the shelf or side table when charging.
Why is that tiny?
It's tiny for safety reasons. Collectibles or collections. With both players, you can amass a great collection of, let's call them playables. Toniebox has figurines, Yoto Players has cards. Now, I've seen gorgeous Tony storage ideas, from rotating towers to display shelves, neat boxes, but they do add up and they take up a bit of space. And some of the time they end up sprawled across the floor in need of picking up. Yoto cards can be kept together in a folder like this. And even if you filled a folder, getting a second folder wouldn't take up anywhere as near as much space as a big Tony's collection. Yoto have gone one step further, and you can join the Yoto Club. This is an annual subscription for a ton of digital content. This means that you can play all of your songs and stories and quizzes without the need of any cards at all. You can play it directly from the app to the player, which means you don't need any cards. In fact, you don't even need the player. You can play it from the app through your phone as well. But before we give out points, these Tonys are beautiful. They feel special. They feel tactile, and Quinn definitely leans more towards picking these up and popping them straight on top. Tony Play is brand new to Toniebox 2. And this is a huge reason some families will choose a Toniebox. It's another avenue to keep kids entertained, busy, and more using their brain without screens. They're interactive audio games kids can use with the controller. Quinn genuinely loves these. Comparatively, Yoto has activity cards that have quizzes and draw or paint along instructions, even baking instructions and more. Battery life, Yoto is the clear winner. It's quoted as up to 24 hours of battery. Toniebox is generally quoted around 8 to 10 hours depending on usage, which is still totally workable, but Yoto is one that you can charge and then sort of forget about for a little while. Headphones. This is super important if you travel, share rooms, or just occasionally want silence. Yoto Player has a jack, so this supports wired headphones. They also have wireless headphones, and Toniebox 2 have also just launched their wireless headphones as well. So really easy to pair, easy to use, great when you want a bit of silence. Point for both of them. Just to touch on some additional features that the Yoto Player has that the Tonys doesn't. First of all, the digital screen. Now, I know the line is that it's a screen-free player, but I wouldn't suddenly put the Yoto screen in the same category as a TV or an iPad. It's a pixel picture which shows little icons during stories and songs and really helpfully has a clock and thermometer. Secondly, the Yoto player has a kid-friendly radio station. This is really handy if you want something playing that you don't have to find a card for, or if your kids wants to listen to some new music. I've even switched it on whilst my littlest was napping for some background noise. Also, it has a toothbrush timer song and a cleanup song. You can set them using these two buttons at the top. I love the toothbrush timer song. This part matters. Toniebox says the Toniebox 2 is certified safe for ages 1+. Yoto designs the player for kids roughly 3 to 12 years in mind. So if you're buying for a toddler, Toniebox 2 has an advantage. For older kids, the Yoto starts to get a bit more compelling. Okay, the big reveal. And the winner is... Can you do a drum roll? Both. Now, I know that's a little anticlimactic, but here's the honest parent take. For me, as a mum who likes volume scheduling, remote control from the app, and not having to pick up figurines off the floor, I lean towards the Yoto player. I think it's great for all kids, but probably especially kids older than Quinn, who love music, who love longer stories, routines, and independence. Think kids 5, 6+. But I also know that if Quinn had to pick one right now, she'd go for... Which one do you pick? The Toniebox. Why is that?
Because it's got princesses.
Because it's got princesses. Yeah, sounds about right. No, but really, the figures are quick and easy for her to grab and pop straight on top. And she loves the Tony play as well. Comment below, Team Tonys or Team Yoto? And let us know what your favourite playables are.
Don't get your thumbs up.
Yeah, that's right. Like and subscribe. And thanks for joining us. See you soon.
Bye.